Hey, family, I pray that you are enduring, that you are doing well, and that you are seeing the hand of God move even in the midst of this crisis and this pandemic that we are living in. And I pray that that hand is moving by comforting you, by providing for you, and ultimately giving you the direction that you need as you are enduring the crisis that we are facing in this nation. I want to give you a few words of encouragement that have strengthened me and helped me hone in on my skill, hone in on my craft, hone in on my purpose, and hone in on me fulfilling the assignment that I believe God has for me. That's what crisis does. It reveals. It reveals to you and I with clarity and with conciseness the direction that our lives should be going in. You know, when we see death or experience death, it causes us to reflect and reevaluate where we are, the relationships that we have. Naturally, that's what crisis does. It does the same thing. It helps us reevaluate our values and reevaluate the contribution that we are making. And I want to give you this word out of Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 7, that will help you clarify and maybe bring you into a greater understanding of what you should be doing as it relates to purpose, as it relates to your assignment in this day and time. Jeremiah 29:7 says, "Seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf, for in its welfare you will find welfare." The Message translation says it like this: "Make yourselves at home there and work for the country's welfare. Pray for Babylon's well-being. If things go well for Babylon, they will go well for you." The context is that the people of Israel have now been placed into a place of exile. They've been put in a city and in a circumstance that they had no intention of being in. But he says, because you're there, seek the benefit and the welfare of the people that are there. Not only does he say seek the benefit and the welfare, but here it is, pray for them. Pray for Babylon, the Message translation says. I mean, if you think about that, he says if you seek the welfare and the benefit of other people, of the place that you have been planted, that is a part of understanding your goal, your purpose. That is a part of understanding who God created you to be and why he created you and the problems that God is calling you and I to solve. It has to do with the benefit and the welfare of people. If the only reason you're going after a thing is for your own benefit, you've missed the plan and purpose of God. The plan and purpose of God is always connected geographically and connected specifically to the social location in which you have been, where you find yourself in. You and I have to take the resources that we have and the gifting that we have and the experiences that we have been through and partner, watch this, partner with the community that we are serving in to ensure that their welfare and their benefit are a priority in our lives. You and I cannot solve problems alone. Problems always have to do with people, and purpose is always connected to problems and to people. And so he tells us in Jeremiah, seek the welfare and the benefit of the people. There's the problem. The problem is they need benefit. The problem is their welfare is not being taken care of. Here's your purpose. Your purpose is to seek their benefit. How that plays out, how that comes about, sometimes is a mystery. Sometimes it's a part of a journey of discovery. What you need to ensure and what I need to ensure is that the community's benefit is my priority. The community's welfare is my priority. The people, the social location in which I find myself, that their benefit and their welfare are a priority for me. I shouldn't be so interested in saving people halfway across the world, and I haven't done the legwork of making sure making sure the people where I live are prospering, benefiting, and doing well because of the contribution that I am making. So he says, seek the welfare of the city, but watch this. He says, and pray for Babylon. I mean, Pray for a nation that doesn't honor you. Pray for a people that aren't thinking about you, God. Pray for a nation of people who have no respect for your values, no respect for your morals. That's what Babylon was. Babylon was a community of people who had no honor for God. It's a reason why the people of Israel found themselves exiled there. But he says this, pray for Babylon. Pray for the people that don't love me. Pray for the people who aren't thinking about me. Pray for the people, watch this, pray for the people who have no interest in what I'm doing. Because prayer, now hear me here, prayer will align your heart with God's purpose. And watch this, prayer will create opportunity for you to connect with the hearts of the people and what you're called to serve. You can't serve people that you're not praying for. I say this to pastors all the time and leaders all the time. You can't pastor people that you're not praying for, because prayer is what connects your heart and God's mind. Praying for them is what connects their needs and your heart. Prayer softens your heart and gets you sensitive to the needs of the people that you are attempting to serve. And watch this. Prayer, here's what the Bible says, God heareth not a sinner. It is ultimately your prayers that will connect the heart of the unbeliever or the needs of the unbeliever. Your prayers can render miracles possible in the life of people who aren't seeking the will, the purpose, and the plan of God. And so if you're talking about, we've been talking about honing in on purpose, honing in on plan, honing in on your assignment, being clear that you are solving a problem, where it starts with prayer. Prayer for the city, prayer for the people, prayer for its leadership, prayer for those who are corrupt, praying for those who are protecting, prayers for our firefighters, prayer for our teachers, prayer for our administrators, prayer for our superintendents, prayer. You and I have got to be a people who are praying. If you're going to be connected to God's purpose and assignment for your life, number one, it has to be about benefiting and the welfare of the social location in which you are located. Number two, you've got to pray for those people. Pray earnestly for those people. God will give you heart. He'll give you vision. He'll give you direction. He'll give you specific steps. Why? Because you've aligned yourself through prayer. Don't shortcut the power that is available to you and that will flow through you for the benefit of the people, that you are serving, by not staying connected to the source of the power. God is the source of the power. You and I have to stay connected to him, and we have to be priests. That's what the Bible calls us. He calls us kings and priests. You are a royal priesthood. You remember that? A peculiar people. Where part of the responsibility of the priesthood was to carry Israel on its chest, or carry the people of Israel on its chest and on its back into the presence of God, that the priest would seek asylum. The priest would seek peace. The priest would seek atonement for the people that he was serving. And you and I need to be priests in our neighborhood, priests in our family, priests in our schools, priests in our community, where we carry the people that we serve into the presence of God and pray on their behalf. The last thing about this first verse that blew my mind, and it is why I continue to work for the people that I'm called to today, because the Bible says this: in their welfare, you will find your welfare. In their prosperity, that's what one translation says, you'll find your prosperity. Your prosperity is directly connected to the problems that you solve for the people that you serve. Did you hear what I just said? Your prosperity is directly connected to the problems that you solve for the people that you serve. Let's not be so gung-ho for the prosperity that we forget about the people and we ignore the greater purpose. The greater purpose is their welfare. The greater purpose is their benefit. The greater purpose is their progress. Are you listening to me? Your purpose is connected to solving their problems. And when their problems are solved, you'll find yourself experiencing prosperity. Listen, this is just a word of faith and encouragement. I want you to keep pressing forward, looking for God to reveal his plan and his purpose to you. But you got to get the people's problems on your mind. You've got to get the social location on your mind. You've got to get the people in that social location on your mind, in your heart, and in prayer. And as you seek their welfare, God said, I'll make sure prosperity finds its way into your house. All right, I love you. Be blessed. We'll be back shortly with a few more words of encouraging faith. Remember, believe God always. Trust his direction. Trust his leadership, and you'll find your way into his plan for your life.